Hello there. There was some lovely spring sunshine around for many on Thursday. Also some warmth as well. Temperatures peaked at 19.5 Celsius in East Yorkshire. Plenty of blue sky as well throughout the day.
Good morning, both. Good morning as well. End of the week at long last, but the sign of warning in the sky here in Norfolk. I say warning, but some may actually welcome the rain, which is about to head into this part of the world. There will be a bit more in the way of wetter weather around, and that is introducing some cooler conditions today compared to what we've seen over the last few days, and quite windy as well. There'll be some pretty decent weather, in fact, over the next few days. This weekend, a little bit of a blip, including today. But tomorrow morning, first of all, let me draw your attention because we're going to see a partial solar eclipse here in the UK. Of course, never look at the sun directly, but it's going to take place tomorrow morning, roughly between about 10 in the morning and 12, but peaking around 11 a.m. Looks like you'll see about 40 to 50% of the sun covered in the northwest of Scotland, roughly around a third towards the southeast of England. But the big question mark, of course, is what role the weather will play, and will you see it at all? Because I think to the north and the west, it's going to be very difficult. There's going to be lots of cloud, outbreaks of rain around. But away from Western Scotland, Northern Ireland, you've got a greater chance that you could actually catch that partial solar eclipse, especially further south and east, where there'll be barely a cloud in the sky through tomorrow morning. So that's something to look forward to. Good morning. A bit cooler than recent days, Charlie. Very good morning too. And I think this Weather Watcher shot from David in Cumbria sums up that cooler look. Some shower clouds around here at the moment. Quite a breeze blowing too.
Ah, you've got the big clock there. There's a hint.
There is a big hint of what is coming. British summertime is heading our way, Charlie. Nina, very good morning to a Weather Watcher, a man for all seasons in Crosby. Kindly sent this one in just to remind us that on Saturday night to Sunday morning, the clocks go forward an hour. So lighter evenings are on the way. Mornings, though, will be a little bit darker for a time, of course.
Hi Lewis, and our weather has turned much colder. Cold enough for snow? Well, not quite. This is a big hailstorm that went through Northern Ireland in the last half hour, covering the roads and pavements with a covering of icy hail deposits. And there are more of those storms to come through today because...
Hello there, good afternoon. Well, after what was quite a cloudy, damp start for some of us, a much improved afternoon. Largely fine and dry, patchy cloud, sunny spells, although there is still the risk of the odd slight shower.
Well, the weather is turning a lot cooler today, with temperatures well down on what we've seen over recent days. And with that cooler air, we're seeing these big shower clouds work their way in, some of them with hail around as well. Temperatures in Sheffield dropping by about 8 Celsius. Yesterday, nice and toasty at 19. Today, it's about 11 degrees Celsius. You will notice that change.
Their good evening ended nicely today. Lots of sunshine around after that grey start. At the end of the night, we're looking at lows of 2 to 5 Celsius. So like I say, a bit of a chilly one, but a fine one. That's going to give us a cracking view of the partial solar eclipse tomorrow from 10 in the morning until midday. That said, please be very careful. Not much of the sun's going to be obscured, and that's going to mean definitely do not look directly at the sun.
Northern Ireland, northwest Scotland, hardly worth a look because it is going to be mostly cloudy and there'll be some outbreaks of rain. But we'll take a look at the weather for the rest of the weekend too. Now today it's been a bit of a funny one. It's been cooler than it has been, rather breezy, and there have been some fairly dramatic thunderstorms around as well.
But if you aren't able to get outdoors, then the Royal Observatory in Greenwich will be using one of its state-of-the-art telescopes to live stream the event on their social media channels.
And are we going to have the weather to see the partial eclipse tomorrow morning? Elizabeth Rizzini is here to tell us, fingers crossed. Is it looking good across London, Elizabeth?
Hi Samantha, $1 million question. Short answer, yes.
Yay!
I'm going to show you right now how it's going to pan out. So this was today then, or this was the afternoon. To be honest, because it was rather cloudy, bit of a wet start earlier on this morning, wasn't it? That was a cold front that came through. The air not too chilly behind it though. We still got to 15 degrees Celsius, more or less the seasonal average really. Temperatures will be rising though as we head through the second half of the weekend and certainly into next week. So some more warmth to look forward to.
Otherwise, is starting to warm up, and that is a trend for what's set to come next week, because we're going to see this ridge of high pressure build across the UK. This is part of a blocked weather pattern known as an omega block, and these can hang around for a week or more. It's this that's going to build an area of high pressure that's essentially going to be over or close to the UK all of next week, and perhaps into the weekend beyond as well. So expect a lot of dry and sunny weather.
Becky, I hear there is lots going on this weekend.
I feel like we should sort of call a meeting and give an agenda. We've got the eclipse, we've got the clock change, we've got Mother's Day. I am going to have to start charging them if this keeps up. So it is a big weekend for umbraphiles. What's an umbraphile? Someone who loves eclipses. Who knew? Especially solar eclipses. It comes from the Greek word meaning shadow chaser, which to me sounds a little bit like an experimental jazz album. It is, of course, the partial solar eclipse tomorrow. That's when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, but not perfectly aligned, causing only part of the sun to be obscured, making it appear crescent-shaped. Now, the best time to see it is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. tomorrow, with the peak being at around 11 a.m. Remember that it's crucial to wear proper eye protection, like those funny little eclipse glasses, when observing even a partial solar eclipse. So who's going to get the best view? Well, the bulk of England and Wales should get a decent view. Not so, I'm afraid, under the cloud and rain covering much of Scotland, though, and Northern Ireland. Right, second item on the agenda is the clock change. This happens at 1 o'clock on Sunday morning, and it's the bad one. OK, yes, we get the lighter evenings, but crucially, we get 1 hour less in bed. And of course, it coincides with Mother's Day, like any mother needs any less sleep. On the plus side, we're seeing real improvements with the weather over the weekend as high pressure starts to reassert control once again. Quite a slow process, but as we head towards the second half of the weekend, it really is starting to look quite promising. Let's have a look now at the national forecast for the weekend. Right, let's get our next order of business. And for the weekend, well, let's just say it's an improving sort of picture. We are expecting to see a cloudy and wet start in the northwest on Saturday, but largely dry and fairly bright elsewhere. Generally fine for everyone on Sunday, though, with patchy rain perhaps starting to move into the far western fringes later in the day. I would like to say that this year I am going to win the Best Daughter Award because I'm going to be giving my mother some sunshine, which my sisters can't compete with. Also, by the time we get into next week, we could even be seeing temperatures up to 20 degrees. That's not bad, is it?
That is
20
not
degrees.
bad. That is lovely. Becky, thank you.